What's up, Soul Warriors? You know it's me. I'm your pal LC. Welcome to Motivate Your Monday, live with me and you. I'm grateful to be here as always. Grateful for all of you to be here right now because there's a lag on Facebook. I'm going to talk a little bit to those of you that will be watching this video in a replay. First of all, thank you for allowing me, Recovery Soul Food, LC Recovery Motivation, to be a part of your recovery and life journey. I try here to talk about things that you can put into practice and into action in your life today and begin the change that we so desperately want to make to actually achieve that recovery and life success. Because honestly, recovery success is life success. And if you get one, you automatically get the other. So that's what I'm here to do. If you are watching on the Recovery Soul Food YouTube channel, thank you so much. If you are not already a subscriber there, please, I'm going to put the link in the comments section down there in just a minute. Please click over there, become a subscriber, like the videos, share them out. It helps us find our way into the YouTube algorithms so that more people that need to hear a positive, actionable message can do so. So while we are filling our room right now, I pray everybody's had an amazing weekend. Not amazing in that what we think is amazing, but amazing nonetheless. If you have had some lessons this weekend, if you are conquering life, if you are overcoming obstacles, if you are destroying your old story, then guess what? It was an amazing weekend. We have to move past what our labels and definitions of some of these words that we put out like amazing are. And so when I say the word amazing, that to me covers everything that stretched my limits, that helped me grow, that actually created a change that I want to see in my life. Doesn't have to be necessarily immediately positive, warm feeling and fuzzy, or this huge negative thing that's just ugly and they all come together for our good when we live in that trust. So if you're here, please say hello to me if you can and share the video out. If this is something that you find helpful, then be sure to share it out to your groups, your friends, or somebody you know is struggling today. That would be an amazing share for me. I appreciate all of your support. We're growing in leaps and bounds. And as I do my best to try to help your dreams come true in your life, you are absolutely helping mine come true in my life. And I thank you. All right. So it's Motivation Monday. And the question today is, are you controlling your mind or is it controlling you? In today's Motivate Your Monday, we're going to talk about 3 ways for you to master your mindset for recovery and life success. So if you are ready, I am of course ready. Let's go. What's up, Recovery Warriors? It is Motivate Your Monday live with LC. And again, I am so grateful and honored to be here with you. Let me say a couple good mornings. I can't see everybody. You know how StreamYard is. You know what it does to me. So if I miss you, then welcome. Good morning, Livy. Good morning, Joni Faulkner. Good morning, Samantha Hughes, Janine Richards. Man, Wayne Stone, I haven't seen our brother Wayne in a while. I pray you're well, brother. And everyone else again that I cannot see, good morning. Welcome to Motivate Your Monday. So look, a lot going on in your old pal LC's life. But again, I work on this same thing of mastering the mind because a lot of us suffer from that mind that always runs. One of the things that hey, Andrea Litton. Oh man, Andrea, you are amazing. Thank you so much for that. One of the things that a lot of us used for was to stop that constant mind running. We felt victimized to our own minds. And really, in all reality, we are victims to our own minds until we get to this place like recovery, active addiction that brings us into recovery. And recovery is lets us know that we are not victims to our mind. In fact, we, you, me, have the power to decide where we are going to place our focus, what we are going to actually focus and energize, what thoughts. Good morning, Jennifer. We end. And so, oh, all right, Wayne, getting rid of those old things, man, getting that old business locked up. Limitless now. Limitless, man. I get you, man. I still 7 years in recovery. I am still putting down, still dealing with old stuff. We can't get mad when that stuff comes up, y'all. Law of attraction says what we put out, we must get back. And when we're in active addiction and different things happen, we put stuff out there. And then sometimes we get in recovery and we somehow think it wipes it out. But you know what? Those of us that are really, really geared for that recovery success, we understand that, look, I put this out here. I might have to go and do some of these old things, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to go back to my old story. Good morning, Diana Green. Good morning, Yvonne Max. My beautiful friend, Jennifer Hatcher. Good morning. So good to see everybody. So we're talking today about 3 ways to master your mindset for recovery success. Let me tell you what, change sucks always, Jimmy C, because it's death to your old story. It is death to our old story. Our old story in active addiction is, I'm just an addict. I can't beat this substance or this habit. It's controlling me. It's got control of me. I just can't succeed. That's the old story, because the old story kept us in a place where we could be justified to use. Now, here's the thing. We don't have 10,000 followers on this channel. Let me tell you why. Because it's only a handful of folks that here you are that are willing to stand up and take full responsibility for where we are, to be able to look directly in the eyes of the old story and say, yep, that's me. Because if you don't do that, you can't change that. If you want to say, yeah, Elsie, I see that, but this person and this person and this happened to me and this happened to me. Many of you know that I've got one of those stories, and I lived in that old story for the majority of my life until I realized that that was what was controlling my life. And if I stayed in that small story, that story of the victimized person, the victimized child, the victimized adult, that I can't get a leg up because of my past, if I stayed in that story, I was doomed to live a life of active addiction and pretty much more than likely overdose. So that then my family and friends got to stand over me and say, see, I told you. See, I told you. Look, there is but one way and one person that can stand up and take control of your life. And that, my friends, is you, and only you. There is no subconscious hypnosis program that you can listen to once or for 30 days and wake up and have a whole new story. It's not out there. Trust me, your pal, your friend, I tried. I bought so many of these quick fix answers that it was almost like using drugs to get that quick fix, trying to find that quick way to turn everything around. I don't want to disappoint you this morning, but the work is where the growth is. You don't want a program that can come in and change your mind or change your heart or change your life. You don't want that, because in that case, guess what? You don't do the learning. You don't get to experience the growth. You don't get to experience that next level. So when we're talking about 3 ways to master, that's number 1. Identify and eliminate your old story. What is your old story? What is it that you justify every day when you think about changing? Anything you feel like, my heart feels pulled to do this. Anything that comes behind that with a, yeah, but I got to stay in this job to pay this rent. And yeah, but I tried that before and it just didn't work for me. Yeah, but that is the old story fighting for its position in your mind. That's the old story, the egoic story, fighting for its position in your mind. And that's that. And if we don't identify it, and if we don't start looking at it real, let's stop not wanting to be offended. Let's stop not wanting to feel anything hard. It blows me away when I look back at my old life, and I get comments like this every day when I talk to people in the community. They want to come from active addiction, step into recovery, and all of a sudden, everything is supposed to go right. And the moment that it doesn't, they let the old story rise up and bring them right back to active addiction. Now, I lived that. I lived that so long. And remember, that's the lie that tells us while we're in active addiction, if I didn't have this drug problem, I wouldn't have any problems. Bull crap. Bull crap. We don't start using and become just active all the way addicts without some underlying issues that were there before. We're running from something. We are escaping from something. We are choosing not to feel. And maybe because there's so much there that it's overwhelming to feel. But just like I said to someone yesterday, it doesn't mean those feelings are gone anywhere. Those emotions are doing push-ups and pull-ups. It's like they're on the prison yard while you're numbed out, while we're numbed out. They're out there doing push-ups, pull-ups, bringing their friends in. That's why every time we sober up, the things are completely worse. And then we got to keep the cycle going. And so without us identifying and eliminating our old limited story, we cannot gain control of our mindset. We can listen to motivation. We can talk to ourselves in a motivating way for about 30 minutes after. And then, boom, life hits. And we're like, yep, see, I told you that didn't work. Stomp your feet, man. Do something to interrupt that thought and say, hey, old story, I knew you were coming. I knew it. I knew you were going to try to rise up on me and take me right back down into the rut that I was in. But I'm going to choose to stay with the uncomfortableness of destroying this old story and creating my new story. And the reason it's so hard for us to let go of that old story is because we can measure failure and success by what we have already experienced, but yet we don't have anything to measure with the unknown. We've got to get comfortable with the unknown. We've got to get comfortable, and that's what the focus of setting goals are. That's what the focus of making friends and connections with people that have already achieved the goals that you are looking for, working towards. It's why mentorship, coaching, even sponsorship is so important, because you don't need to be wound up with a bunch of folks that are right in the same position that you are, all of you fighting the same fight all the time. You got to get with some people that have gone through those levels and are there to say, here's what worked for me. Now you take it, personalize it, do a couple things and rebuild it to be what's yours. And those things, those people, they keep you growing. And don't be around people that are just want to co-sign your same old sad bullshit. Get around people that say, yeah, I know that happened to you, but you are a warrior. You are an overcomer. So get on this horse and ride. Ride it. You've already ridden that donkey all the way down to the end. Let's get on this stallion and ride up to the finish line. That's what we have to do. You know, when you feel that calling in your heart that moves you towards something, don't listen to the justification that comes along with the yeah, but that comes behind that. Don't listen to that. Let the yeah, but come through and just fall off. Because what you energize with your focus is exactly where, again, your energy is going to go. So if you energize the old story, then that's another moment that you're living there in the same. And please do not fool yourself in expecting that it is not going to be hard. I would love to come and tell you I found an easy way, but I don't have an easy way, because easy is not what we're looking for. Easy was using. That was easy. This other part, this is healing. This is recovery. And it's going to take some massive effort. But what I can tell you is you are free when you are controlling your thoughts and what you focus upon. All right. Number 2. Oh, yeah. And before I move on real quick, because I don't want to hold y'all too long. I'm on number 1 and I'm already almost at 30 minutes. Anyway, remember that there's a reward in staying in the old story. Okay. You've survived in the old story. So realize that if you stay in the place of the victim, that there are rewards for that. People see you as the victim and they give to you. They give to you their time. They may give to you their money. They may give to you, resources. They may give to you. There are rewards in staying in that old story. But remember, you are chained to those rewards. And eventually those people move on. Those people, move away. That stuff stops happening. And yet you're still chained to that old story. And if you're getting those few rewards, you cannot amass the rewards that are completely out here for you, limitless rewards, when you become true to you and become the master of your own mind. All right, number 2, grasp and understand that you are not your mind. You are not the thoughts that you think. This was big for me. In fact, it came through to me this morning. Oh, we got a legend in the house, Bradley Bagwell. Good morning, Kelly Lynn. This was a big thing for me this weekend because I've been going through a lot. A lot of you know, we've lost our home without, this just happened just like this. Boom, it happens. What a lot of you don't know is months and months and months ago, for the past year, my wife and I have been ready to move forward. We know that we needed a new place, but we let the old story win of what we couldn't afford every month and all that stuff. We stayed in the old story. And guess what? My higher power, my God source said, it's time to go. And many times it will look like a disaster. And it will feel like a disaster that puts you moving forward. Now, the choice is mine of whether I feel like a victim or whether I just see that this is an answer to the prayer that I've prayed. And I can know that even though I do not see where it is we're moving to, because it's not like we got a place to go, okay? I can see and focus in on the fear of that. Remembering that fear is just inverted faith, because when you are fearing, you are putting faith in the worst case scenario. Okay. Or I can realize and get excited because there are rewards on the other side of this that I can't see, which means they gotta be amazing. Because if I stay only in what I know, that's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. So this weekend, I really, really, really had to focus my meditations on I am not my thoughts. I am not the thoughts that I think. See, we have thoughts that want to tell us you're never going to get this. You're not going to be able to do this. You're never going to get a better job because you have a criminal history. You're never going to get that apartment because you've got this charge and you got that charge and all of that stuff. And we take ownership of those. We take them, we hold on to them, we love them, we pet them, and we say that's who I am. But it's not who you are. That's a thought that you think. That's a thought, a leftover from that old story. That's the ego popping up to keep you, because the ego will create problems in your life just so that it can be the overcomer. The ego is sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And your ego is what you are fighting at all times. That is the enemy in your mind, is your ego. And so when you really, really grasp that just because I have a thought doesn't mean that I am what that thought says. I get to choose the thought that I think and energize. It doesn't mean the thought's not going to come. Let it go. Good morning, Mama. I love you. All right. Let's see. I want to give you this piece of fire. Let me tell you what addictions are. Let this sink in your soul. Addictions are us out of alignment with our true inner self. Do you know that's why we use? Because that inner turmoil that happens, that inner angst, that remembrance of the victimization, all of that, I am this, I am that, I am this. The reason that it feels so bad is because we are out of true alignment with our divine source and who we are divinely created to be. And so we use, or we overeat, or we binge watch Netflix when we know we're supposed to be stepping into that calling that we feel our heart pulled to. Because there's deep down in us an inner fear of success. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking about going deep. So anyone that just shows up here and thinks we can scratch across the surface, there's no use in it. You're wasting your time. If you don't go deep down to the roots of what's really, really getting at you, this stuff you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. So let that sink in on you today. Addictions are what we do when what we turn to when we are out of alignment with our true selves. Gosh, I don't know if I pushed this button. Okay. Sorry, guys. So now, number 3, the third way to master your mind is to realize that obstacles are not sabotaging your goals. In fact, they are the highway to get you to those goals. Just because we feel like we want something or want to be somewhere doesn't mean we're prepared to get there and remain there. I used to think that money was the answer to all of our problems, to my problems. I thought that if we had enough money, I wouldn't have to worry because stress made me an awful monster, made me a terrible husband, made me an awful father, made me an awful son, that I was just stressed about money all the time. So I said, well, you know what? If I have money, then I magically won't be these things. I won't be angry. The bills will be paid. I'll be this happy-go-lucky person. My family will be okay. I'll be able to get them things. And let me tell you, I wasn't ready to have the kind of money that I thought would make everything okay, because it didn't make anything okay. In fact, the only thing it made okay was that I didn't have to worry about paying my bills. But What was constantly at work and at play within me was that old story that says, you'll never hold on to this money. You don't need all this money. Because what money equaled in my past was screw ups, was active addiction, was relapse, was buying dope, was all of these things. And so subconsciously that was at play in my life. And so I was greatly afraid of spending this money out, of losing this money, of not having enough, until that's exactly what played out in my life. I ended up in worse shape than I was before. I had worked to clean my credit up. I had a great credit score for, somebody in, active addiction forever. I had gotten a great score. I had a nice income coming in. I had now this money. I could get ahead. And when it was all over, my self-prophecy, which was my fear, which was my inverted faith, came to pass. And my credit score was crashed. I had no money. My son was gone. My family was still in greater turmoil than before. It's because I had put my faith in some type of outside happening and entity, and I had not realized that deep down my old story and my self-limiting beliefs were happening. And they will happen. So we got to be ready. And we've got to understand that those obstacles that are coming up in our lives, they are the training to what you are becoming. And they got to be there. And if they're not there, you may get what you want, but you might not keep what it is that you're going for. I'm here with you for the long haul. I'm trying to help you receive and keep this kind of success and learn how to keep striving for it and gaining it in your own life without me or anybody else, to keep you walking the path towards your true calling, your true freedom, your inner freedom, because you are already free. It's that we look at these outside things and we chain ourselves to all of these things that we must have for happiness. We chain ourselves to them. And we close ourselves off to what divinely is opened up for us. So let's not avoid our darkness. It is a part of us. Let's accept that we all have those dark moments, that darkness within, it lives there, and that we're also amazing light. Let's learn to accept that we are already free, that we live in this moment right now, and this is really all there is, because the past, it doesn't exist. It's done. It's done. And the guilt and staying in guilt of it is just an excuse. Guilt allows you to stay in the old story. And please know that when you start to try to implement change into your life, your nervous system is going to fight you like a bully in the scrapyard, because it has been trained to the story that you know. Expect it. Be ready for it. Warriors, prepare for the battle ahead. Change is not going to be easy. It is going to fight you. The ego never wants to be wrong. The ego never wants to be destroyed. And it gets destroyed with love. And with love for your own self, all that you are, all your mistakes, all your daily mistakes, all of your wins, and all of who you are. That's when the ego is destroyed. That's when you absolutely master your mind. Nothing can break you when you realize it's all part of the plan. You're unbreakable. Motivate your Monday. Motivate your life. You are so worth it. You are absolutely, absolutely able to do all of this stuff, regardless of how it feels. Remember, feelings can't make you use, emotions cannot make you use, the actions of others cannot make you use, barring they tape you down and force you. So realize it's going to be hard, but you're in training for destiny. And that you are so able. You can do it all, man. If I can sit here and I can grasp this stuff, let me tell you, you can too. Because I lived the old story. I believed I was nothing. I believed I was second class because I had been abused. I believed that I was second citizen, would never get to be happy because I'd never truly get to be me. Until I said, no more. I'm tired of living by the old story. If nobody will give me an opportunity, I'll create an opportunity. Plain and simple, you won't hold me back. Learn from all that you've been through that you are an overcomer. That ain't nothing been able to keep you down yet. Nothing has been able to knock you down and you not get up. Remember, that's who you are. You're not the junkie. You're not the addict. You are the overcomer. You are the warrior. And when you shift your perspective of how you see yourself, nothing will ever be able to stop you or stand in your way. Let me tell you, meditation, and I promise you guys this week I'm going to do a special YouTube video about meditation for the beginner, for the person in recovery, for the recovery meditation beginner. I don't know what I'm going to title it, but what it's going to be is about meditation and how not to be afraid of meditation, how it's very, very easy and simple, and how we start to work into it slowly. We don't expect somebody to jump in and just start meditating for an hour and a half every day when they've never meditated before. But meditation, I love Kyle Cease, and Kyle Cease says meditation is like spiritually going to the bathroom every single day. It just releases all of the old story. It releases all of the old guilt, the old shame. It releases all of those unrealistic expectations that we have and place on ourselves just so the ego can let us fail. So the ego can, the ego, it's out to get you. So we got to meditate. So I promise you this week, here is the link to the YouTube channel. Make sure you are a subscriber there. Make sure you turn on your notifications, that little bell over there in the right, and push all so that you get notified of all the videos that we put up, because I'm really going to work with people that are new to meditation to really get into this practice. Good morning, Bobby Lynn and Janet McClanahan. Good to see y'all. Jax Moreau, I don't know if I can say that, man. Okay, I'm going to answer just a couple of questions, and Jax has one. Hey, brother, how do I stop thinking about my girl doing stuff when she's not doing anything? My mind thinks that, okay, I got you. So where that comes from, Jax, is an old feeling. If you search back in your history, you probably don't have to go very far. You're going to find places where you have been hurt massively in your past, whether it be a past relationship. More than likely, it started way back somewhere when you were young, in those 0 to 7 years. So what happens is, in the way to kind of bring that around is to start realizing that that is just an old story, that is coming from an old place of hurt, that even if, because when we cut ourselves off from pain, we're also cutting ourselves off from experiencing love. We're cutting ourselves off from experience positive, happenings in our life. We can't close and lock a door without, keeping everything out, not just the thing we don't want to experience. So when we keep our mind and our focused on those thoughts of she's hurting me, this is going to hurt me, she's going to annihilate me, Basically, what we're doing is we're calling it back into ourselves, because where we energize a thought with an emotion, it's like putting a wish out. Even if we're saying, I don't want this to happen, it's still, it doesn't have, it's no respecter of, positive, negative, I do and I don't. Whatever you energize comes back. So you've got to start being able to identify when those thoughts are coming in, that's my old story. That's my old story. And I'm speaking from a place of pain. It is not her issue. It is my issue. And I do not have to place these limitations on myself, because if you don't grasp that what you fear the most will come to you, then you can almost guarantee that it will happen. So learn about the law of attraction, learn about spiritual laws, and really put them into practice in your life, because they're already in practice. So what you want to do in that case is the opposite. If you're thinking that she's doing things to hurt you, then flip that thought around and have the other thought that, you know what, she would never do that. We are great together. She loves me and I love her, and we are both free together. And you know what's even better, Jax, is if she does hurt me like that, I'm going to be okay. I don't need to be codependent upon another human being to experience freedom, love, and self-worth. I am all of those things within myself already. So I'm going to choose not to energize my fears. I'm going to choose to energize what it is I would like to experience and see happen. And you know what? If the worst case scenario happens, it just means she wasn't the one for me. And it opens me up now for the one to come into my life. We can all do this, guys. We can all do this, right? Yep. And I knew that, Jax. I knew that. We all have those roots. Our roots go much deeper than we think. Don't be afraid for all of us to go in there and realize we are no longer those children, that we can overcome, we can heal, and that we are worth every single bit of it. I love you guys. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you, Kelly Lynn, for that amazing motivation. Thank you. You guys are the best community on the internet. Do you know that? The best community in the world. You really love on each other. There's no negativity here. Hey, Max Naist, there's no negativity here. You guys really love on each other. You guys really build each other up. Man, that makes me happier than you can ever, ever, ever understand. You guys are truly the best. And I just thank you. I am so honored and grateful to have all of you be a part of my recovery journey, of my, dreams, of everything that I do, man. I do it for all of you. I want to invite you guys to leave in the comments under videos things that you're going through, things that I could make, topics I could look into and try to make a video for, to try to help you through. I want to start inviting you guys to do that. I want to know what is affecting you. What are you going through? Where do you need some help? And where do you need some strength, some information, inspiration, and motivation? I want to make sure that I am always connecting with you. So make sure that you guys drop those things down in the comments. And, I appreciate all of your patience with me. I had to take this Saturday off because, I've just got a lot going on. I really needed to kind of get grounded on some things, and I have a lot of work going on right now. So I want you guys to forgive me. I haven't been very present on Facebook. Once I make the videos, I'm kind of out of there, but things will go to, well, they're not going to go back to normal because there is no normal. They're going to increase and get even better. That's how they happen. And so please, guys, make sure that you are, connecting with what you need. I appreciate you guys so much. Listen, this Saturday, I'm going to make up for missing this past Saturday. I've got a double. It's a marathon. It's a Recovery Soul Food Podcast marathon on Saturday. All right. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be live with the author of Find Your Sober Bubble. where an amazing Londoner, Darren, wrote this amazing book about how he used the practices of NLP to overcome his addiction to alcohol. And it just gives you some very, very practical neuro-linguistic programming techniques to how you can create your sober bubble. You know, the substance doesn't matter. Recovery is recovery is recovery. It's all healing. So join me. It's going to be live from the UK. It's Saturday right here on the Recovery Soul Food YouTube channel and Lona Curry at Facebook.com. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Then at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 p.m., I'm going to have the infamous Tiffany Werner of Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. Some of you guys caught the radio interview that I did with her Friday. The days are just taking off on me. Anyway, now she's going to be in my hot seat on the Recovery Soul Food podcast at 8 p.m. So that's double podcast episodes on Saturday. So I hope to see all of you there. You guys are truly amazing. I thank you. I love you. I want you to get out of here. Have the most amazing, motivated Monday of your entire life. Why? Because you choose to, and you are that powerful. I love you guys. God willing, I'll see you Wednesday morning for Winning Wednesday. Have an amazing day. Bye.